Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing great today. We are here for the new episode of One Day One Legion. And as for today, we're going to play The Sisters of Silence. Now, I don't know if you guys have watched Lord of the Rings, but I'm about to spoil it. Because if you have in mind the scene where the Witch King dies, then you probably understand the title of the deck. So here's the list we're going to be using. The idea is to dig through our deck and then combo opponent done with Authors of Silence and Orders from Terra. Maybe we'll use a Drilling Side or two in the process. So, what else is there in the deck? So basically, I just put the best cards from the Sisters of Silence, and there are tough choices because I want to play so many of them, but I can only run 30 cards in my deck. And I actually don't want to run any more because that will just delay the moment I get to my combo. So what do we have? Well, Steel Foxes, because as we're medium initiative, we will often have the counter attack on this guy are amazing. I mean, these girls are amazing with the +1/+1. The Blade, it adds damage to the combo and it helps us in taking our opponent down to put him in range. 2 Cleansing Flames, 1 Pale Scourge, double time the Curl and the Great Tithe to get rid of our opponent's board. Ice Serpent just because they are so good. 1 Strategic Reserves because it's just a good draw card. 1 Silver Osprey, Euphemia King, of course it's there for the Knights and for, everything every time. 6 damage, it will help us greatly in putting our opponent in combo range. 1 Coup de Grace, that we want to combo the Pale Scourge. Now, I'm not entirely sure of that card, but I was thinking like, okay, it should be good against Agents of Sigilite. We also have double Steel Talonhawk because it's one of the best removal in the game in terms of energy efficiency. Ebenezer with that to help us draw the Great Tithe, of course, is here, and Melgator. Alright, so that's pretty much it. So let's see the games I selected for you guys today. There are 3 of them. We're gonna try and go quickly through them. So the first one is against a Korax. Yeah, I want to see if I was correct to not add any kind of anti-stuff in my deck. Just the Steel Talon, and the Curl, and the Pale Scourge, and the Great Tithe. Right, so, but no anti-stuff. Okay, so here we go. My hand is not that great. We have a little bit of the combo. Steel Talonhawk could help us getting rid of, like, for example, the 1-2 if he plays it, or like 4-2 next turn, or whatever. I draw. Top deck Void Engagement, which is good. We're going to play it next turn alongside another hero power, most likely. Nothing happens. He plays Command Bridge. I go for the Void Engagement. And here I have a card in hand, so I can afford to go. Or maybe I just go, I go with the Foxes just because I have the counter attack to go with them. And so if he plays the Raven's Curse, the card that costs 2 energy and deal 1 damage to my entire board, then he can't pretty much play anything with it, so it's still good for me. This is a good deck for him, good card, it's alright, it's something he will keep in the mulligan, so I'm not mad at all about him drawing it now. There I just passed my turn basically, and that's kind of the reason why maybe I should have just hero power the turn before. And now he develops a big board before I can play the Curl, and that's a pain in the ass. I had the Pale Scourge to get rid of the Thruman, but that's pretty much it, right? I have also this Steel Talonhawk if I want to play it to get rid of something that will die next turn on the Curl if I don't use it now. But luckily for me, I tapped the Ice Serpents, and I kind of think that this was the best thing I could have had. Now I really, I messed up here a bit. It's not a big mistake, but I should kill the thing because of Forbidden Protocols mostly. I intend to play the Curl on the turn after no matter what, but if he has Forbidden Protocols in hand, I don't know if he runs it, but maybe he does. I could have been in trouble here, so I took an unnecessary risk. But anyway, oh yeah, there is Crucial Choice at that moment. I removed it afterwards because I just realized that I almost never use it. I know how great a card it is, but since when I have 2 energy to spare, I can just draw a card, and I want to dig into my own deck for that combo. I don't actually quite like cards that just add more value from outside my deck. So now I go for the Steel Talonhawk because I don't want to take those unnecessary 4 points of damage. And I'm not going face because I can combo him down for a lot of damage. I really have a lot of damage in my hand. As for now, it's 15. Just with the wall. So all I need to do is put him down to 15. Right? Should be easy. I should probably go with the void engagements first. But oh no, I wanna draw. I wanna draw. No troop, but it doesn't matter that much. I mean, it would have been nice, of course, but we have so many tactics in the deck that it's actually something we need to expect. So I just play it. I really don't mind about drawing a card just because I have so much damage already. Great Tithe would have been a shame if he had Deliverance. Maybe I could have just played one Green Sight and say with a crucial choice avoid the Gadmans. Maybe that was a mistake. Maybe I really needed the Great Tithe in case he had something. That was probably a mistake that could have cost me the game here. But anyway, I end up with a combo. They can't always have Deliverance, you know, and I'm pretty happy with the list. I just removed Crucial Choice because, as you saw, it didn't win me the game. I didn't need it. Now I'm facing a Knight, and I'm like, okay, Knight should be a decent matchup. This one may be a bit harder than the others, just because it's a lot less weak to Ephemia King. So anyway, I want to go for my Ephemia King. I have 2 Lectitious in my hand, which is quite nice. Silver Spray, not gonna do much. White Falcon, it will be useful against the Archmagos, but that's pretty much it. Steel Foxes are okay news. I mean, they will be helpful to prevent us from any House Maccabeus. They can delay House Maccabeus by a couple turns. Especially if we couple them with the Ice Serpents. So yeah, I just keep on drawing. I really want to go for my Ephemia King. Strategic Reserve is nice, it will help us fish for it. Probably next turn I will just use the Osprey. Because I have end cards in his hand. So I could also just go for another card and stun him right away. But I kinda don't feel like it. I want to save my Steel Foxes for... I mean, I want to have him stunned or incapacitated around the 9 energy turn. 8, 9, things like that, so that there is no House Maccabeus or some Terra shenanigans. So he uses a shield, which is very good for us, because shield can be a true pain in the later stages of the game when we want to OTK our opponent. So overall, I'm pretty happy with that. Now I tap deck Ephemia King, which is very nice, and I swing. And I still don't feel like attacking. I really want him to play his Archmagos before I start doing that. So anyway, I play my Lectitio after I play my Ephemia King, hoping to get it back. Also, the card I made it draw was irrelevant because his hand was 9. He had 9 cards in hand, so yeah, he didn't get any card. There I can finally put down some board. And now that I have the board, I'm slightly more confident in going face, because it's not that easy for Knights to get rid of 2 4/4s at that point. I mean, it's not hard, but yeah, he has only 4 points of plasma, so it's tricky for him to use House Varonika here. Goes for that, goes for some Spear Rocket Pod, and I'm like, okay, great, I still have a 4/1 in play. Except if he has a Green Sight, he does have it, but I mean, he is halfway through his deck, so it's only fair that he has one Green Sight. I just had one myself. There I can't help but thinking he kinda missed all of this. If he intended to do the cannon anyway, he should have done first. He just lost one plasma. This is far from being a big deal. Okay, so now I want to keep on drawing. Could have played the bridge maybe, but for some reason I really wanted to be the Steel Foxes here, and that's probably a turn too early. I could have just go Command Bridge first, before I draw, to maximize the chance I draw into a troop, to maximize the chance that my strategic reserves draw into Ephemia King. We're halfway through the deck, a bit more than that, when we still have seen him only once, which is a bit below average, I would say. But anyway, Anyway, here he has a board. He can play this Mortar Strike, which hurts us a lot. We don't have any Oath of Silence yet too, which is a pain. I go for the Command Bridge, hoping to get one, and I don't. I should have clearly go for the Execution Blade. This thing is not useless, but it's not that useful. So now I have the two Ice Serpents. I get the Draining Sight, which is useless if I don't actually draw into my Oath of Silence. So double Oath of Silence and the DFA making our bottom 10, which is, I mean, I'm starting to feel a bit uncomfortable here. I'm like, okay, let's see what he has to get rid of this board. Last Cutter, fine, he leaves the Melgator alive, this 2 points of damage, and I know I have a nice turn with Cleansing Flame and the Curl. And the Steel Talon Hawk is a bit useless here. But anyway, it's good for other matchups. It's especially nice when you play against the Solar Auxilia decks. I draw the Execution Blade, which is good. And I go for the Curl. Now I end up with 1 energy, and I'm just going to use my second Draining Sight, because I feel like at the moment I draw into my my Oath of Silence, I should have lethal. But if I wanted to have lethal, I should have actually played the Blade, because with the Blade and everything, I have only 19 points of damage, so that's not quite lethal yet. I mean, he would be at 18, sorry. So that would have been a much better play. I was afraid of House Maccabeus and others from Terra, and of course if he plays House Maccabeus, then I just can't attack him thrice. So that's also one of the reasons why I did this, but now, as you can see, I'm in trouble. He's truly threatening lethal next turn with the Graviton Cannon. But good thing for me, I draw into this, and there I have the Steel Foxes to buy me one more turn. And I'm like, okay, so now he's at 14, and I could have played Cleansing Flame, but he's at 14 and I really need my Oath of Silence, so I want to fish for it. I was afraid he would play Graviton Cannon here and just shoot me twice, because if I'm only at 2 HP I can't combo him down, but he doesn't play it. I was kind of relieved until I saw this, because now he's at 17, and if I had known he played this card, I would have probably go with my Cleansing Flame. But I mean, yeah, I guess there is also the 4 energy one. But here, since I didn't have the time to play Execution Blade never, I only have 15 points of damage, so I end up losing the game. But it's only 2 point damage off. And you might wonder, well, if you might say, well, if you had attacked a bit more, if you had been a bit more aggressive, you would have had lethal here, but I would say that's true. But if I did that, I would be at 13, and he would have a battle cannon on both, so he would have actually killed me first. So we saw the field making only once. That's a bit sad for us. We had the combo quite late. We needed to use our Draining Sight to answer his board, which is kind of uncommon against knights, but I mean, so it's probably my bad. Poor choices. This could be a game that I could use rewatching it and understanding what's wrong. Anyway, moving on to the last match of the day. Here against Magnus. And this is another MC player. Am I going to take my revenge? Because, yeah, Spellbreaker is the last master of Masterclass. So, definitely a great player. And my deck's probably... I don't know if it's optimal yet. We didn't get the best out of it anyway. So, unacceptable loss. Anyway, I keep the Cleansing Flame and the Wild Falcons. I'm not entirely sure why, but these are always good cards to have in the early game. I want to first have the White Falcons and the Cleansing Flame, and then all of the orders and shenanigans. I also actually don't mind keeping orders from Terra or the Oath of Silence in slow matchups. But in this one, I'm fearing that this is a Solar Auxilia deck. I don't know it's Casablanca yet, but I'm fearing it is because that's what most Magnus play right now. So yeah, I really want things to answer his board. So here, I went face in the first turn. He didn't in the first turn, so I kinda was thinking that it was a vehicle deck. I wasn't all that sure, so that's why I face bashed on 3 energy. But now that I see that it is this, I'm not that confident, so I'm not attacking that much. Maybe I could swing more. Actually, I'm not entirely sure if I should approach this matchup. I feel like this is a very good matchup, just because of the call and also the beta score that I run. But you can never be too cautious against a Magnus. So here he has the second Katsu hero. He does play Crucial Choice also, and Ashen. So this way he could have also sent this, attack with this, and ping. And now I see the counter attack, which I'm really happy about. I mean, I'm really happy to see that, because it clearly means he has no idea of what we're using right now. Of course, I use Cleansing Flame here, just getting rid of that annoying Katsuhiro, lowering this one's health down to 2, so he can't really attack me with it, and that's nice, because I do care about my HP. Puts on the Mechanical Ball, that's just going to die to the Pale Scourge. Pale Scourge is such an amazing card against Thousand Suns, and there are quite a couple of them. I mean, every time I bring out my Dawn to give him some fresh air, you know, he's getting a bit rusty in the closet. I always face like 3 or 4 Magnus armaments in a row, so why not just play one Pale Scourge and finally have Vindication, you know? Going with the 3-3 here, incapacitating this one, because I don't mind Magnus attacking me, and this is most likely going to die next turn, either on a Steel Talon Hook, I know I just updated, or on a Great Tide, or on whatever. So here he still goes face, and I'm happy about that. So anyway, here I start by drawing. I'm still hoping I can get the cull, and I go for one Steel Talon Hook, just to see what happens. Alright, and that's pretty good by me. Oh yeah, also it empties my hand so that I can actually play Manic Shield Status. I get the cull, which is very nice. So I just play it, and I get 1 energy as a refill. And since we just saw both Mechatrica Balls, I know he's out of front lines. I'm not entirely sure I know 100% of the cards in his list. Maybe I'm missing a couple ones, but I'm pretty positive that the last thing I need to be aware of is Izaka Ore, and I have the Great Tide for that. So here, I'm like, okay, well I have 15 points of damage in my hand. If you face bash into that, you're dead. Of course he doesn't. And now I'm like, okay, so all I need to do is just face bash 1, and then next turn I can set up a nice lethal. But but thanks to that top deck, which wasn't mandatory, but is still very nice, I can go for Effect Making. Now I'm not entirely sure if I should play Command Bridge first or Effect Making first. I kinda tend to think that the order doesn't matter, and if it does, I'm pretty sure it's in that way. So I'm just using this, getting my second off of Silence, and going face just because I have 22 HP. And even if he has Izaka Ore, I can kill him with a Great Tide. So this enumeration comes in, these enumerations come in, and I kinda realizing that I don't know entirely his list because I didn't think that this was part of it. But it makes sense actually, so why not? And there he shoots, and we have lethal. We have lethal because I can swing 3 times for 5. I top deck the Steel Foxes. That was a bit bad manner of me to play them. But anyway, I have lethal whatsoever. The good thing about doing that is I don't show him I actually run 2 orders from Terra, which might be a bit too much, but sometimes it's clutch, so I just use it. So yeah, that was the 3rd game. And I did take revenge on Masterclass. We actually killed the Witch King. And I can't remember the name of the knight, the woman knight, who did this in the field. So anyway, let's just pretend, we'll just call her Varonika Sulath. Anyway, thank you guys for watching today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. This is a deck you definitely can use to reach top 50, I think. Maybe you can tweak it a bit depending on what you're facing. Like for example, White Asps definitely have the play him here. Let me thank my lodge mate Dismail very quickly, just because he gave me some inspiration for the list. Yeah, that's all for today. So tomorrow we will be playing Emperor's Children. Not the last video we will make in that series. The last one will be Agents of Sigilate. But tomorrow we are playing Emperor Suzerain. So please make a choice in the comment. Please vote for either Fulgrim, Lucius, Soltarvitz, and Fabius Bile. And I'll see you there. Ciao, ciao.